Have you ever wondered how quickly the world's most luxurious financial paradise could go quiet? A few months ago, the idea of an empty Burj Al Arab or a deserted Palm Jumeirah would have sounded impossible. Dubai was built on one powerful promise: nothing here ever truly stops. For decades, the story of Dubai was simple: more towers, more visitors, more money. Even major shocks like the 2008 financial crisis and the COVID pandemic ended with Dubai returning stronger than before. But in early 2026, something felt different. After military strikes on Iran and rising regional tensions, Dubai's tourism machine suddenly faced the one thing it had spent decades trying to avoid: uncertainty. This is not a story about Dubai collapsing overnight. It didn't. In fact, the city began recovering quickly. But for a short period, the cracks became visible, forcing people to ask a serious question. How stable was Dubai's success really? Dubai's hotel industry had been running at extremely high occupancy levels. Luxury resorts, skyscrapers, and entertainment districts were packed with international visitors. Then, within weeks, the situation changed. Travel restrictions, flight suspensions, and safety concerns caused a major drop in arrivals. Airlines reduced or suspended routes, and thousands of seats disappeared from the market. For a city that depends heavily on global tourism, this was a major warning sign. Some of Dubai's most famous hotels also announced long closures and renovation periods. Properties connected to the city's luxury image, including Burj Al Arab, Armani Hotel, and other high-end resorts, temporarily went offline. Officially, many of these closures were described as smart business decisions, using a quieter period to upgrade properties. And that may be partly true. But the timing raised questions. When several iconic hotels close around the same period, people naturally wonder whether it is only renovation or also a response to falling demand. The bigger question is not just about hotels. It is about Dubai's entire brand. Dubai has always sold more than beaches and shopping. Its biggest product was certainty. The idea that no matter what was happening in the world, Dubai would remain safe, luxurious, and uninterrupted. You could arrive, your plans would work, your money would feel protected, and nothing would disturb the experience. But once governments issue travel warnings and airlines stop flying, that image becomes harder to maintain. For wealthy travelers, certainty is part of the luxury they are paying for. And when uncertainty appears, even slightly, the equation changes. Area people started watching was Dubai's property market. Online discussions claimed empty apartments, abandoned projects, and investors leaving. But many of these claims lacked confirmed data. The truth is more complicated. Dubai's property market has always depended heavily on confidence. Many buyers purchase homes not to live in them, but because they believe prices will continue rising. That type of market can react quickly when confidence is damaged. A small change in international investor sentiment can have a bigger impact than in cities where most buyers are long-term residents. This is one of Dubai's unique strengths, and also one of its weaknesses. A large part of Dubai's population is international and highly mobile. People come for opportunities, lifestyle, and financial advantages. But when conditions change, people can also leave. Dubai incredibly dynamic, but also sensitive to global events. The impact on workers is another part of the story that receives less attention. Tourism, hotels, construction, and services rely on millions of employees. When a city slows down, the biggest effects are often felt not in luxury apartments, but among ordinary workers who depend on these industries. The world usually focuses on empty luxury suites and private jets. But the deeper question is what happens to the people working behind that luxury. There is also a bigger shift happening in global luxury. For years, Dubai represented modern ambition, artificial islands, record-breaking towers, and a future built from scratch. But some wealthy travelers are increasingly looking for something different. They want history, authenticity, and places with deeper roots. Destinations with centuries of culture can offer something money cannot easily create. Dubai offers spectacle. And spectacle has to constantly reinvent itself to keep attention. This is where Saudi Arabia enters the picture. Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 projects are creating new competition across the Gulf. Massive tourism developments, new airlines, and luxury destinations are all designed to attract the same global wealth that once naturally flowed toward Dubai. This does not mean Dubai is finished. Far from it. Dubai still has decades of experience, powerful infrastructure, and a globally recognized brand. A single crisis does not erase that. And the recovery was already visible. Flights returned, hotels reopened, and tourism began improving. The city proved something important: it can absorb a major shock. But recovery is not only about numbers. It is also about confidence. Dubai's biggest asset has always been the belief that it is untouchable. That belief was tested. Maybe this event makes Dubai stronger because it proves the city can survive pressure. Or maybe it creates a small doubt among investors and travelers who once considered Dubai completely risk-free. The answer will become clearer over the next few years. Dubai is not disappearing. The towers will remain. The malls will remain. The luxury will remain. But this moment revealed something important. A city built on certainty is ultimately tested by uncertainty. The real question is not whether Dubai survives. The real question is whether it can remain the place where the world's wealth feels safest. What do you think? Was this just a temporary shock Dubai will easily overcome, or the first real test of a brand that had never faced a challenge this close to home?